the Learning Pockets channel, and we were writing our very first C program. Let's continue, and we ended upon the output of this respective code, very first code. So here we have hello world, and then in the very next line we have program ended with exit code 0. So what printf function does, firstly, printf function, you can only use printf function when you have included this respective header file in the program. Okay, so firstly you need to include this file, and then only you can use the printf function. So the printf function, what it takes is, it takes a string in it. What is a string? Whatever comes under the double quotes is a string, or you can say it is in collection of characters. So whatever comes under the double quotes is a string. So it takes a string in and output it, and prints it on the console. So what happened? What about this program ended with exit code 0? So the exit code is the code that is returned by the main. Every function has a return type that I mentioned, that it has an integer return type, and at the end of each function we need to include a return statement that will return the respective value that was asked. So it has a return type of integer, so we need to return an integer itself. So we are returning 0 here, so we are exiting the program with the exit code of 0. You can change it, change this number at your wish. I am writing 60 perhaps, and this hello world program, hello world function just prints whatever you give it as a string. So, and what about /n? As discussed earlier, /n is a escape sequence. So if we are not going to include /n, which stands for new line character, let's see what happens. Let's run program again. So now we have hello world, and then in the continuation with that, without any spaces, we have program ended with the exit code of 60. And now I suppose you know why it is 60 here, and because this function, I told you earlier that the execution of the program starts at main and ends at main itself. So it exits at 60 and it exits at 60. So now we understand the use of /n. The /n is a new line character that instructs the console to move the cursor down to the next line itself. So let's again include /n. Now we can clearly see that this piece of line has printed in the very next line. So now let us declare an integer variable now. Int. What we can name the variable. So as I told you earlier, the name of the variable or the name of the identifiers have some rules, pre-written rules, that its first character should be underscore or an alphabet. So let's write R. Let's name it as R. First variable. You can now name it as anything, x, maybe y. You can separate them by commas itself. Okay, so I'm writing maybe x, maybe y also we will use. And as you have noticed, this is the camel, this is the snake case, and we are now writing R first variable. These both variables will be treated differently, though they name similar, but they are written in different manner. As I told you earlier, it is in case sensitive language. And this warning is, you can ignore this warning. This is saying that you have declared these variables, but you are not using them anywhere. So firstly we need to give them some value, and what value we will be giving it? we will be giving them a integer value only because they are an integer variable. So I am giving this value to 65 and giving this value of 88. And now we want to print these values. So what are we going to write? Let's print them as it is. So we need to write %d, and I will let you know why I'm writing %d, and then name of the variables are our first variable and the second variable are first variable. So you can see, let's run the program now. So what you are going to see here, %d is a format specifier. So what are format specifier? Every variable with a specific type, these variable integer type has a respective format specifier. So therefore integer we have format specifier of %d, and for character, similarly for character we have %c. You need not to worry if you are not understanding that what is character variable, what is integer variable. You will get it when you will practice, or you can we will let you know the terms in the upcoming lectures itself. So for this, you can see that the value of our variable is printed instead of this, and value of this variable is printed instead of this. So firstly you get to know that this is a case sensitive language. So let's switch the name to X and Y, because these are very big names, X and Y variable. Let's run the program. So we clearly see that 65 and 88 are here. Value of X is 65, and this operator is also known as assignment operator because it assigns the value to the variable. As you can see, it assigns the value of 65 to the X and value of 88 to the Y. So these are the integers that are getting printed here, and if you want, again we can have all the values in the very next line itself by adding 2/n's. So you can see there is a space in here. Why there is a space? Because there is a space after this. It prints 65, which is value of X first, and then go to new line, then there is a space, it prints a space, and then there is 88, and then there is a new line, then it prints the exit code is 60. So let's finish the space between them. Now it's very much clear, I guess. So what happen if I change the values here? Interchange the values here. So you can see 88 comes first, 65 comes after. So you can see first come first. So if their pattern in which they get assigned their values is the pattern in which we are going to specify in the name of the variables after we specified the formatting string itself. So after specifying the formatting string, and we need to specify the variables by separating them with commas, and you cannot write these first and these things later. The formatting string, after formatting strings comes first and then the variable names. So this is all about our very first program and our very first unit, and I hope you like this video, and see you all in our very next unit. So bye.